these types of column depending on the buckling behavior. So we have three types of columns: long columns, short columns, and intermediate columns. So in case of long columns, we have sufficiently large slenderness ratio, means slenderness ratio is R is greater than RC. So in that case, we will have elastic buckling, and material will recover upon removal of load. So material will remain within the proportional limit. So if we see stress strain curve, so material will remain within this proportional limit. Stress will not reach up to the yield strength in case of long column. And we can find the strength of the column by using Euler formula in case of long columns. So in case of short columns, when R is less than 30 or 20, so in that case the material will yield and there will be no buckling. So material will yield without any buckling. So this is the short column. So the complete section will yield. So in practice, very few columns can fulfill this criteria of short columns, mean the slenderness ratio is too less. Most of the times we have long column or intermediate column. So in case of intermediate column, R is greater than 30 or 20 but less than RC, critical slenderness ratio. So if R is in between these two values, so we can say it is an intermediate column. And in case of intermediate column, there will be inelastic buckling. Some portion of the section will yield along with the buckling. And in this case, if we see, the load carried by this intermediate column will be somewhat larger than that of long columns, and stress will be close to the yield stress in case of intermediate column. So as we go on increasing the slenderness ratio from 30 to RC, this value will continue to decrease. The stress value will continue to decrease. And when we increase the slenderness ratio beyond this RC value, stress will be less than 0.4 Fy or 44 Fy. So this can be summarized by using this figure. So here if we see, if the slenderness ratio is between 20 and 30, we can say it is a short column and material will reach up to its yield strength or yield stress. And if the slenderness ratio is between 30 and RC, so it will be termed as intermediate column, and we will have inelastic buckling and the stress will be less than Fy but greater than 0.44 Fy. And if the slenderness ratio is more than RC, we can say it is a long column and the buckling will be elastic buckling. No part of the section will yield and the stress in the section will be less than 0.44 Fy.